What's up, everyone? I'm telling you about some exponent things that we can do, part of that whole properties of exponents workspace that hopefully you're working on right now. In an expression like this is after the fact of seeing products and quotients and powers to powers, we want to start practicing some of these concepts. So here I've got outside, I've got square applied to 6x squared y. Well, that really does mean that I can then rewrite this as 6x squared y times 6x squared y, because there's two of them. And if there are in that situation two of those x's, two of those values, class is going, we're allowed to write them out and compress them together. So 6 times 6 makes 36. X squared and x squared, well, there's two x's here, two x's there, so products of powers, add the exponents. Technically, y has an exponent on it. One of the other things that I've said in the past is that the previous parts of the videos is that there's a first power, add them together. This becomes y squared. If you wanted to go through the process of writing it all the way out, that is the answer. However, we're able to skip maybe this middle step and just do it from the very beginning step where the 2 that's outside those parentheses gets pushed into everything that's inside the parentheses with it. So for example, we have 6 that's squared, x squared that's squared, and the y that's squared. So the 2 goes into all of those only because of the parentheses. And then simplify. 6 squared is 36. X to the second power to the second power, that means that there are 4 x's. So we have x to the 4th, and then last of all, the y becomes y squared. Let's move on to the next question. Coming along. Here we go. So in this one, now I'm talking about what happens if we have like combinations, multiple combinations of things. And so in this problem right here, I have 3x squared and I have 4x to the 3rd. That's a power of an expression where inside that expression is another power. So we still have powers of powers that we have to be using. Here, I'm going to focus like order of operations. I'm going to do the exponents first. So I'm going to focus specifically on the 3 times 4. No, not times 4. That's bad. Do it this way. Just like the previous problem, it's the 4 to the 3rd and the 3, the x to the 3rd. That's also. Here's what it looks like. 3x squared, 4 to the 3rd, x to the 3rd. To the 3rd. I don't need all of those parentheses, but it's kind of nice to have them there. So I'm going to write this out. I've got 4 to the 3rd. That's 4 times 4 times 4, 64. And then x to the 3rd is a power raised to another power. So you multiply the exponents. 3 of these times 3 of these. And that is the way we simplify that series of parentheses. Over here, we have 3x squared still. And so in order for us to move forward, let's combine like terms. All of this is technically multiplication. I guess the multiply is between the parentheses and between the constants. Because everything is multiplied, we don't need the parentheses at this step. We can just take them off. And we can think about how, they don't really do anything, so remove them. We can then go ahead and group the numbers. 64 times 3, 20, wait, what is that? I need to do this one. So I did by 192. Okay. Check it if you want. And then we have x squared times x to the 9th. We went from a power to a power down to a product of powers. So the 2 and the 9, add them together. X to the 11th. There's our answers. The last one I wanted to share with you guys, yes, Algebra 10, you guys, but you'll check this out in your own time and pace. Thank you for being here and checking this out. Is what if we have like a fraction? I've got 2x squared to the 3rd, and on the bottom I've got 4x as an expression together. I've got 4x grouped together. So that expression is then also squared. Thinking about the order of operations, you start with the most outside exponent. There are some tricks that we could do with the 4, or with the 3 and the 2. You don't get those. We don't get to use those necessarily. There's something going on with the exponent on the outside. So instead of trying to like do some cancellation, some subtraction of quotient rules, let's go ahead and just apply the 3 to both of those things. Gives us 2 to the 3rd and x squared to the 3rd. Okay? And then last of all, on the bottom, we have 4x written twice. 4 squared, so it's written twice, and x squared. We can simplify this step as we look through things. So simplifying it lets us know that 2 to the third is 8, 4 squared is 16. I'm going to do something with that in a second. The 2 to the third, that's a power of a power. And if you watch the other part of the videos, that you would realize that powers of powers means that you multiply the exponents. So 2 times 3, 6. On the bottom, we have x squared. Nothing really extra had to happen to the x squared. It's just there. This is not done because we have 8 over 16. You should know 8 over 16 is reduced to 1 over 2. So there's that one. And then now we have a quotient, a continued situation with quotients. X to the 6th and x squared, you subtract the exponents because they have the same base. So 6 minus 2, there's our answer. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for sticking around. Come back for more.